the EFF, who is the provincial chairperson. Your thoughts on this state of the province? You obviously are Pranyaza Lesufi's, the Premier's worst critic.
No, thank you for having us. Look, we are not entirely disappointed with some of the submissions that have been made, because the challenges that he had to speak of are challenges that the EFF has, in more than most cases, have always over-elaborated on. But what we are extremely aggrieved by is that, in as much as he speaks of the challenges, does not speak of an in-depth program of action. It would have been difficult, obviously, with the Division of Revenue Bill not having been passed through Parliament, for him to really and genuinely allocate even certain funding models that will approve some of these budgets that he speaks of. I mean, you look at, for example, in terms of the infrastructure of schooling, we have over 5,500 classes in shortage, and 18 schools will not assist in creating and ensuring that there's a backlog that is sustained and is corrected. That is historic. He speaks of at least about 81,000 houses that he would have had to be able to do in terms of the projects that he spoke of. But we've got almost 2 million housing backlog in Gauteng, and nothing bears mention of the people of Alexandra, who were unfortunately still promised those houses, in as much as he has attributed to saying that he was actually lying. That is the president of the country. There is still an expectation from the people of Alexandra to actually fix that mess, and he has really not spoken about that. In terms of the water infrastructure, I mean, how can you speak of water infrastructure and refer to the collapse of water infrastructure, particularly because of a lack of pumping of water in at least 2 of these reservoirs? What you would have spoken about is that there is potentially a 40% water loss that is attributed from the point of water capture and all the way up until the end user in itself, which is a problem. That means that we've got an infrastructure decay in Gauteng. But he mentions a lot of these programs that are attributed to non-delegated authorities, at least by the municipalities. But we still have a 2 to 3% allocation of revenue by national government to local governance, and it's actually local government competency to actually address these challenges. And the province is not speaking of changing the fiscal management to ensure that there's actually more money that is allocated to municipalities, but attributes a lot of these challenges that we faced to be something that is delegated to municipalities. And that is our challenge. I mean, at least what the EFF has always said is that let's look at Gauteng being a metro, a complete metro. And he draws reference to that to say that let's take all these metropolitan police and have a more intergovernmental relation across the entire province, which is what the EFF has always advocated for. But we must give thanks particularly to the MMC of Environment and Waste Collection in the city of Tshwane for being acknowledged and having cleaned the city, which he does not want to reflect to and draw reference to. And also Commissar Thembi Msane, who heads water, intergovernmental committee, particularly on water in Gauteng, by the way, as being the best municipality that is running the issues of water. And we must attribute that. If you want to look at how we can change the challenges of society, particularly in Gauteng, you must be able to attribute successes even beyond political party lines. Okay.